Hello everyone, I am RexRed and this is Ez3DTv. Today we're going to work with some pretty incredible stuff, okay? We're working first of all with Daz Studio 2025 version. We're also working with a Nvidia 5090 graphics card, a super powerful computer, and we're going to be working with VDBs. We're going to be working with Genesis 9 figures. We're going to be working with some complex lighting scenarios, okay? And we're going to hopefully create a scene from all of these things, okay? So let's get started, huh? Let's get started. I hope everything looks good. Here is our splash screen. Maybe turn down the volume a little bit. I don't hope it's not too loud. And hello, concurrent viewers. Okay, couldn't load page. Click here to retry. Can we? There's our chat. Welcome, people, welcome. We're going to be working with some complex things, and this is all in Daz Studio 2025. I don't know if you all caught the video I made earlier today, but we have a video about how awesome Daz Studio 2025 is and how wonderful it's working. We don't have scripts and we don't have our apps yet, but we do have an awesome viewport that is working really nice. Now what I'm going to try to do is explain what exactly it is that I have here in this scene so far. And you saw, I started working on this, and then I thought I couldn't stop, and it's like, dude, you got to get this, you got to start a tutorial on this so that, and you don't want to get too far into it so that, you know, then people miss how it was made, okay? And what we're working with now. Okay, now this is, I'm using, right now in this scene, I only have a few things, okay? I have this KGLG box projector. This is not something I made, okay? It's something that I bought in the Daz store. Okay, welcome people, welcome. I hope the chat is working and all. All right, so we are back to using 4K video. All right, so there is a lag in the chat. So when I'm not sure how. Let me see how to remember how to do this. When you type something, I will respond immediately. Usually, if I see it. But you won't hear my response for about maybe 30 seconds, okay? Because I'm broadcasting in 4K, and this allows you to see everything so crisp. If you have a 4K monitor, it allows you, or your TV, you can sit back and you can see everything from a distance. I have a couple of cool things that I've set up now where I can and we have full screen, and this is me. All right. Splash screen. I didn't want to do that. And this is our all screen here. Okay, so what I have now, I'm going to try to find out who made this box projector so we can give you a little bit of information. So I'm going to go into, we are using the Premiere public build of 6.25, which is our Daz Studio 2025. Okay, so we're going to KGLG, and let's see if we go, oops, let's get back over here. KGLG. Welcome, people. You are awesome. Now, okay, this is part of this. So this projector setup. Okay, so caustic. Let's go here and find out who KGLG. Explore product. Okay, this is called Iray Ghost Projector Lights. And when we go into default, we have props. We have this KGLG box projector, okay? Now we'll go to the Iray store here. Let's see how, now this is something, I don't know if the entire product works in 2025, but the projector does, okay? The projector's a light, okay? And so we can't look it up by KGLG. We have to look up Iray Ghost Projector Lights. Iray. And this is it. Now this is going for 10 bucks right now. And as you can see, there's some cool stuff here you can do with this, okay? Very cool stuff. This product is absolutely amazing, okay? And the main thing that is really cool about this is this projector light, okay? And what I've done, okay, now, and I'll show you a little bit about how to kind of get in under. So you just put the light into your scene, you double click, you have the flashlight and the globe light. I'm not sure how these ones works, but this is the projector, box projector that we have right now that I'm using. Okay, and so so this is a product that carries over, I believe 100% actually, into Daz 2025. So it's not something you're going to have to possibly buy a, an updated version that works. I don't think any of these objects in here are actually scripts, okay? They're objects. They're light objects, and they're gels, things like that. And I would call them gobos, and there's also overlays, okay? These overlays are kind of things that you can give. And now maybe some of these particular material scripts won't work, but you can just go in and change the properties manually. So you don't really need these scripts if they don't work, okay? And maybe the reset color doesn't work as well. But I would say putting these materials onto the projector light, they should work. Maybe even the materials work. These little scripts and all. So we'll see. But okay, now what you do is you go into surfaces with this projector. You click on the top part here, and you have three parts. You have your emissive, which is where you adjust how much light you want it to emit, okay? Then the lens, which is the really fun part, and it took me a while to figure out how to do this, but it's on the glossy color, that if you come in here and you put an image here, any kind of color image, it doesn't have to, I don't know that it has to be a PNG, it can just be a JPEG or anything. I was trying everything. This was in a previous video, and all of a sudden I put it into glossy color, and voila, look what we got here. We got this beautiful, it uses the image to project colors, okay? It's like amazing, okay? This is, I don't even know if the creator who made this knew how to do this, okay? Because none of the, I don't see any of them projecting color, okay? See, none of them are projecting beautiful multicolors like this. These are actually pretty nice. These are nice promo images, but none of them are, they're just white, okay? This one's projecting all yellow, so we're not getting this kaleidoscope of color, okay? And that was, this is how, even here, it's one color, and this may be a background, a separate render, okay? They might have done some tricks to make all that happen. That's what I would do to make this kind of thing happen. So, all right. So, and then we have this shroud, which I believe is this thing up here. I'm not absolutely sure, but I don't think there's much you need to do with the shroud. I think the shroud is also hidden. If we go the cutout opacity, okay, I'm not sure what the shroud is, okay? But it's not something I've used. It does have an emission color, which is black, which means I believe it's not emitting anything. It has a glossy color. It has a base color of black. So that's probably why it's black. If we were to make this white, we might see something. And there might have to actually be a light shining in there to show something like that. But let's go back to black, just so we don't mess something up. Now, this color, what I have also in this scene is a very strange VDB, okay, that is made by Sickle Yield. And if I go into here, this is a product that I've talked about many times in my videos, and I have used it lots and lots of times, and I absolutely adore this product, okay? This is, I think I like just about any VDB product. I'm just a crazy VDB person. I like all of these VDB products. So this one is, and what I found in this product was this one called Dome, okay? A Dome VDB, which I believe, this one says Dome Full, and this one just says Dome, and when you look at this, it looks like it's hollow, which is kind of interesting because it does look hollow, which means that our color coming down through here is only going to affect the VDB. Now, if I turn this off, okay, it goes away, okay? The VDB is what is revealing the color, okay? This is what is revealing this color here, is the VDB. It's kind of interesting how this all works, okay? Now, what are we going to do with this? And okay, then what I have underneath here is like if you ever want a plane, okay, but you don't want a square plane. It's like I'd like to have a round plane, you know, that I could make even oval, okay? So we go to here to our primitives, okay? Well, what you do is you create a cylinder, and you put like a low length, like I put 0.2, okay? And, you know, 12 sides, you know, you don't have to go crazy on the sides, and I'll show you why, okay? And then you click accept, and you create your cylinder, And then you grab the cylinder and you go into parameters here, and you can take the scale of the parameter, okay? And so I can scale this up like this, okay? But, and as you can see, it's pretty round, but I can bring the sub D level up even more. And what I did was I put sub D on the cylinder, and you go create, you go edit, object, geometry, convert to sub D. We could do that like with our little thing here. All right, we'll go to and you make sure you have your cylinder selected. And what it'll do is take those like steps that go around the and make them round, okay? And then you have a round pedestal kind of thing for your scene. Now, another thing is reflectivity, is that if I go into surfaces with this and I go to white, you're going, okay, that, we didn't want to do that. Undo that, base color. I don't know why I did that. Okay, we're going to go back to cylinder, base color, and if I make this white, look at what we have here, okay? It is showing the map that I have on under. See, there's when we go here into our projector box and we go to lens, on this glossy color, I have this image here. It's like any color image you can use, okay? And this color image is creating this cellular kind of pattern, okay? So you can use any color image under the glossy color and project, as long as you have a VDB here. But what's interesting is this VDB is, the VDB is hollow, which enables us to kind of do some cool things like come inside, okay? And now we're in here, and as you can see, we have kind of like a scene here now. And if we have an atmosphere that we're inside of, which is kind of cool. I don't know that we're actually inside yet. And so that is a thing. Then we could also, we'll take this dome here and we'll turn it off. Oops. Okay, we're going to turn it off, and I don't think it turned off. Okay, there, we turn that off. And we'll go back to Sickle Yields products here. And how about if we do a wall? Okay, so we bring this wall in here. Now look at this, what we have here. And we can take this wall now, or we can bring our cylinder up ahead here, like this. Okay, and we can take this wall now and make the wall larger. Okay. And what we do is we take the wall and scale it, parameters, scale. Scale it X. Then we go into the wall here and we go to surfaces and make sure that we have the density relative to scale turned on. Okay. And we can now take this cylinder and go back to our cylinder and go to our surface. See, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying things out, okay? So I know that doesn't sound very reassuring, but when we go to base color, suddenly we have, what we have is a plane, which would be our, our stage, okay? And then we have this amazing thing here. And if we take our wall and we take our box, okay, why isn't it letting me select both things? Okay, alternate maybe? Well, that's a twist. Oh, I don't have my keyboard. I have my keyboard. Okay. Scare the heck out of me. Think, oh, what have you changed as? Okay. We'll take these and we'll group them. And we're going to call this project and wall and VDB Wall. That's a long title, but well, let's try to do this and go and. All right. And now those are in the project in here, which means I can take and move them both as a group down. Okay. And you see, it gives you the illusion. Now I can see this, it looks like a shine. That's shine on the cylinder. And we can even get rid of that, okay, by going to our cylinder glossy color. And I think making it black, okay. So what we have is this amazing thing in the background, which we can, I think, still scale it, right, like that. Because I don't want the projector part in the scene, but this is pretty neat. And now we'll look at it from the side and see what we have. Okay. And now let's see what happens when we bring a figure into the scene. We need a figure in here to, at least to give us perspective of how big everything is. So that should put the figure right in the center of the scene, and then we'll move everything respective to where we want our figure. Okay. And where are you, Genesis 9 figure? And this figure is tiny. I can't see it. Oh, they're there, but they're very, okay, it's obscured, okay. So we want to bring the figure out. Okay, and we want to take this projection, okay, our projector box, and let's push this back a little bit. See what happens when we move this ahead and back. Look at what it does to our wall. Okay, now this is and see, but that just moved it back also. And it gives us the ability to bring this color in the background, but then to bring in a pure white spotlight onto our figure. Spotlight. Okay. And let's select our Genesis 9 figure, bring that in. Okay, and I'm going to bring this spotlight like this. And I kind of have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. I just dreamed this entire scenario up, okay? It wasn't like I saw an image and said, I'd like to do something similar to that. It's just something I completely dreamed up. So, and a lot of times I do. I'll just find an image and say, oh, I'd like to make something like that. And it always comes out completely different, but it's cool because it's sort of like it. But this one is based on something completely different. So What we do now is take our spotlight and give it a little bit of power, some luminous flux. So we'll go 8, and that looks terrible. And I'm not sure what's happened here. Oh, we're looking through the spotlight. That's what's happening. And we don't want the spotlight going like that. We want it going like this and going straight down. Okay. And you see, we can pull this background thing. Now, since it's all together, we can just pull it back so it is not affected by our light. Okay, they are separate things. Okay, so now we go back to our perspective view and look at this. Now look at what we have. All right, we have a couple of odd things together. This is what being a VDB freak gets you, and loving the idea of using VDBs to create light phenomenons, okay? So now what I need for this figure, okay, this is a Genesis 9 figure. I have like a whole bunch of products that I have that I want to put together. Like I have a pose that I have other objects that I'd like to bring into this. So, all right, so what we're going to do first is get our shape and put some, we're going to prepare this figure, okay? So I think we'll go with maybe this hair, okay? Okay, so we'll give the figure, well, first we'll start with the basic. Let's put some pants on them, and then let's put some skin on them. And the skin takes a little while. It's got to load from the hard drive. Tonight I was thinking about like these new 5 PCI Express 5.0 hard drives, just how fast they are, and like being able to click on that skin and have it go on immediately kind of thing. That's, I think, what these 5.0 hard drives are going to do. Okay, let's give him a male shape. Let's give him this hair. Okay, and I'm going to go with that style of it. And then, this image that I'm making here is going to be called Dreams in Iray or something like that. Dreams, Iray Dreams, okay? And so let's see now. So what we're going to do now is go to poses. And these are all of my poses that all of my Genesis 3, male and female, Genesis 2, male and female. I don't know about Genesis 2. I'm not sure exactly if it went that far back. But all of my Genesis 3, all of my Genesis 8, all of my Genesis 8.1 poses, they have all been converted to using a program into Genesis 9. And all of these Genesis 9 poses that have converted, I had to use that converter in the DAZ 4.24, but once they're converted, they're all in a folder, and I just basically access this folder, and I have every pose from every male and female all the way back to Genesis 3 converted and usable for Genesis 9. Okay, why aren't you, there's more than 800 poses, there's like thousands of them. What's wrong? Okay, well, let's go to just poses 9. Okay, yeah, this is all of them, all right. Apparently I haven't put them all in here. I'm looking for a pose where, because, I thought, well, I'll have him laying on a bed and sleeping, because it's Iray Dreams. Maybe with a white sheet and like, you know, just a bed with some pillows and everything. But then I thought, well, he's going to look like he's dead. So I thought, okay, well, instead I'll have him sitting with his kind of hands like the thinker kind of, but sitting on the ground and with his hand up to his head kind of thing, you know, like dreaming, okay? And this in the background, and then what we're going to have is a big like white fluffy cloud kind of, and he's going to be sitting here. Okay, now I can turn this back to white if I need to, because that, I believe that light, if I make that far enough away and big enough, it won't shine at all on this floor. Okay, this is our backdrop. Okay, so and I probably will turn the cylinder back to white. Okay, back to white. So let's see what we have now. And then he's gonna, he's gonna be sitting with his legs this way and the light coming down. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, now this kind of looks like a dreaming thing, doesn't it? Look at this. Now that, see this, I want to stay away from this because this kind of looks dead, like he's dead. Now this, look at this, they're right here. These poses are right here. Wow. Okay, this is the mirror. Let's move them. Okay. I kind of like this. But this one is really something else. I didn't want him like looking up. I wanted him more like looking down and kind of thinking, you know. But yeah, see, and so this isn't quite what I want. So let's look through some more. Oh, now this kind of works. Because he's, yeah, this could be, he's sort of occupied in thought. Let's try this. And it gives us the facial, oops, we don't want to put that on the cylinder. Okay. Now, I don't know why, I just don't want, I don't like my figures taken out beyond their limits. So I usually leave limits on. It's just my particular choice. I've had people tell me, oh, you know, let the Genesis 9 figures limits are modest and it's okay to let them go a little further. But I just don't like the idea of my figures being manipulated beyond their limits. Okay, so now this looks pretty good here. Okay, so look how that's dragging. He's actually dragging almost in real time right there. Look at this now. See this now, I think we need this white. Again. Or let's just turn up our spotlight. Let's see where our spotlight's pointing. That's pretty darn close. Let's, where's our little spot? I can't see the spot. Oh, this, we have to go into the spotlight, opacity scale. That brings up, there's our spot right there. And let's see, ray length, okay. Base opacity. Okay, I don't know. Show edge, edge opacity. Okay, and what's the okay. Okay, so this is good. Okay, we're going to go like this. Now let's go back to our camera. And let's give the spotlight a little bit more. Let's go 3. There we go. And let's see what happens when we turn the cylinder white. Base color white. Oh, see, now that is not bad. But we have this spilling over, so we've got to push that back. And then we scale that out, push it way back. Parameters, scale. And now what happens when we take, we're going to have to repose them a little bit, okay, because this isn't working, but that's okay. Okay, save this now. Now I try to save it. It takes a little longer to save the file when you're in Iray because it has to go back out, but that wasn't too bad. This is a kind of simple scene. Now we're going to go into, we're going to look for, let's try going back to here, files. Get these out, and I'm going to try something VDB. See if I can get some VDBs. I'm looking for this certain kind of smoke. I don't know that this is, okay, we're just going to go to default. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is kind of nice. Let's see about this. Crop. Oh. See what we have here now? Smoke effect. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, parameters, Y, rotate. X, translate. All right. Now let's take our spotlight and back it off a little bit and bring it down like this. Back to our camera. Go back to this. X translate. Here, surfaces, this, let's go to 0.1. And we have our Iray Drams. Let's see, we're going to go here with our where is that now? Okay, this. We're going to parameters, we're going to scale this a little more. And okay, Y translate. Y translate. Okay, now we can go into our projector here. Okay, there's our projector. Okay, this is supposed to be inside there. And this is supposed to be inside there, I think. Okay. Now we go here to the projector display. Let's see which one is which. Okay, that's the display. Okay, this is the projector. I think this is supposed to be the other way around. Okay, it doesn't matter, I don't think. So what we do is we take now, okay, there's our display. Here it is, our lens. We go here to our, okay, the projector. We're going to go to parameters and we go Z translate. What happens when we move this around a little bit? Z, I want to undo that. Okay. Now let's go back here to our surfaces, lens, and go to our okay. I guess it's in the emissive, maybe that's we do the, yeah, here. Let's go to 8. Yeah. Let's go to 1.8. Okay, and save this. That box is the box for the smoke. That's the box for the. Okay, now we have to do something with him. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lock the camera. Edit. Welcome, people. I'm not sure if the chat's not working, but anybody who wants to say hi can. All right, so we're here. Now we're going to go object, okay, edit, object, lock, selected node. So I don't move my camera around. Now we can go here and we can get select on our Genesis 9 figure and get closer here. Okay, this leg. Okay, we're going to go into texture shaded mode. Control L to turn some light on so we can see him. He looks shiny in texture shaded mode, but he's okay. Parameters, okay, we're going to bend this leg up a little bit like that. Okay, and this leg up a little bit like this. And then we'll bring this arm out. We'll front back. We'll bend, okay. All right, we'll do that. Then we can bring the whole guy down here. Y translate. And now we can take a look at the rest here. We got him down enough here. Okay, his fingers are actually touching through, so they're flush here. It's the leg here. We bend this down a little bit. Oh, not that far. Then we take this and bend that down. And we take this leg here, bend that down like that. And then we fix the arm so it's not going. It's like I'd be dreaming if that was my arm. Okay, we're going to twist this a little to the side like that. And it's not working, so we've got to maybe take the shoulder out. Okay, and this, that's not it, bend, nope. Okay, this, twist. Okay, now this may be, okay, there it is. And front, back, no, not that, bend. Twist, okay, that's not it. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to use this tool here. And I'm going to take and bring his hand back like this. That's not working. Just threw everything off. Okay. It might be because my 5090 is so responsive that it's like bending everything out. Okay, so we're going to have to, okay, the hand, just have to take the hand and bend it. Okay. Bend this down. Okay. Twist this. Okay. It's not working like right. Okay, the arm should move and not his whole head and everything, but okay. Side to side. No, that's the hand. Okay, we twist this. Not twist. Bend. Twist like this, and then for some reason I am just like not, usually I can think this stuff, like I'm fluid with it, but it's not working right now. Okay, fingers are going through his head, bend. Okay, that is it. Okay, and now we go and see what's happening with his hand here. Okay, we lost that. So we have to fix this. Okay, so front, back. No, not that. Bend. Okay, I think that works. And feet are good. This is good. All right, so our figure is posed. Camera, save this. All right, and let's see what our Iray looks like now. All right, now how about if we just kind of center all this? Okay, we can't because we have the camera locked, but that's okay. Now we can edit, object, lock, unlock. Okay, I want this, the rays centered in the scene. Okay. Okay. Now we lock the camera again. Bring this up maybe a little bit more like that. No, maybe like this. Okay. Well, then we take our projector, Y translate, okay, what if we take this projector? Okay, I have to unparent this. Then I'm going to put this in there. That's the way this is supposed to be. And now it's parented properly. Okay. Now we go here. And if I rotate this, Y rotate. Okay, that's not correct. X rotate, okay. All right, so we go here, and then we go to our render settings. That is our Iray Drams. Now we go to render settings. Make sure everything. Now what if we play around with some of the spectral rendering? What happens there? And we go to the optimization, turn the caustic sampler on. That doesn't seem to have really changed anything. Let's see what the caustic sampler does. I kind of like his skin tone better here. All right, and these are the caustic sampler, and the sampling is on. It looks a little grainier. It's like it takes a little longer to render when you put those on. Maximum, that's off, okay. And now what we're gonna do, we make sure this is all correct here. And we're gonna hit render and see what our image looks like. Now there was the possibility of doing this with inside of that cone, inside of the dome. But the thing is I would have had to have blocked out with some sort of like thing. Or else it would have transferred the color. I couldn't have had a white. And then this smoke here would have gotten the color coming from it, even because it's just another thing to catch the. So I had a problem with being able to do that. Okay, let's give him a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. And we could give him some body hair, just to give it some realism. Scene, build scene. Okay, we'll give him this. Where are you? That's the 5 o'clock shadow. And then we give him the body hair. And we'll tone it all down, just so it's a very slight body hair, just enough to kind of say, oh. Welcome, people, welcome. We've had 73 views. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very nice to have the people coming in and going and just at least checking things out. Thank you. All right, so we have the hair here. It might be too much on the chest. So let's go down here to, we'll just select them all. I think we can do that. And then we can go to parameters here. Okay, this is, okay, it's only going to do the chest, so we'll do them one by one. Okay, so we'll do torso first. Okay, we'll bring this, just make it slight. So it's slight hair. And the same with the legs. Shin width, okay, length. Shin and width, we'll bring them just kind of down quite a bit. And we'll go do the same thing with the arms. Armpits, we'll leave the hair there. General, do we need nose hair? No, we don't. And we'll go with arm hair. We'll bring that down a little bit, length. Okay, and we'll bring the chest down a little bit more. Okay, and there we go. Save this, and Iray Drams. This is what we do. This is what we do. We do Iray Drams. We do, we do. And I think this is pretty cool. I was thinking about a little white rabbit here, but you know, it's just, it's too much. You know, just sitting and looking up at him like kind of, and you know, it's a dream. But this is enough. This is enough. Okay, I'd like to give him something other than these black, some kind of it's just all my figures have these black, the same black shorts on. So let's find something else. Let's do a sheet. Let's do a like a dforce blanket. Okay, that's gonna lay slightly over, maybe just a little blanket that lays, and we'll do a simulation with the blanket, which means we'll have to turn off maybe this chest hair, cancel this. This is rendering beautiful. Okay, so all right, so we have this saved. So let's find, all we need is a plane, I guess. Create a primitive. Okay, let's go with a plane. And we need to have the plane has to have some divisions. So we'll go with 100. And we're going to go with size. We'll go 3 meters, 2 meters. See how big that is. Okay, Y translate. Okay, there's our plane. Okay, we got to lock the camera again. Edit, object, lock. All right. so I don't mess that up. Okay, perspective view. Let's take and select this plane. Okay. And we'll make the plane smaller. Okay, scale it down. And move it over. X, translate. That's this way, a little bit this way. I can't believe I can move this plane in Iray. And Z, which is this way. Okay. All right. And we take, we got to look at it from the top, directly down on. Okay, so we bring Z, we bring it over some more. Okay, we're going to go out of here into texture shaded mode. Okay, now what I have to do is turn off his chest hair, turn off his hair. So it doesn't mess up with the, because all that hair messing with the, okay, this, okay, turn off the hair. Come on. Okay, there, all the hair is off. And then we have to also turn off his arms. Okay. And we have to take and get rid of the, okay, so right shoulder. Okay, that just did it, just boom, okay. And we go now to the other side. Take the right shoulder, hold the shift key, and boom. Okay. And I may have to turn, I don't know that this box is going to be actually, we might have to turn off our smoke effect. Oh, this could be a problem. Okay. So I'm going to leave the smoke effect on and just hope it doesn't interfere. Okay, now let's just give it a whirl. Okay, now what I'm going to do is make this a little wider. So we're going to go, which one's Z scale would be wider, like this. Okay. And now let's run a simulation. Okay, simulation settings. I don't need to have him go into his start pose. Simulate. Okay, configure the kernels. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe it won't interfere too much with his underwear. Oh, we have to add dforce to the plane. We just did the dforce for his hair. Okay, plane, edit. Okay, so we'll go and show you how this is done. Top. All right, sorry about that. So this is what we have here. All right, so we have done this simulation here, and if I make his shorts, which are short, stuff happening here. Okay, back here, up here, short. Where are they? Shorts. Okay, we go here to select the shorts. Okay, all right, they're part of Genesis 9. Okay, we go to surfaces, base, shorts, base color. Okay, what we have to do is select them in surfaces. Okay, shorts. Then we go here to all files, default, shaders. We go cotton. Here we go. There. That kind of works. Now we go back here to our plane, our blanket, and we go to back up to here. We have now a smoother blanket. Okay. Now let's turn his arms back on. Okay, we're going to get rid of this dome. We're not using the dome anymore. And we're going to now turn back on his body hair. Okay, I'm going to pull this over for a moment so I don't have to keep fussing with stuff. Okay, here's hair is back on. Let's make sure it's all back on. Yeah. And now we go to the Genesis 9 object. Okay, we got to select his arms, spine. Okay, those are thighs. Okay, we got to go to spine. Left, here we go. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Okay, now let's see what we have when we go to Iray. Oh, and I've turned off the fog. Iray Drams. That works. I'd kind of like that blanket to be maybe a little bit less white. So we can just go here to plane. Just a tiny bit. Surfaces, editor, plane. Go to base color. And we just take this down a little bit like this. Yeah. That's too much. And that's too much still. Okay, and we go here to our and the blanket, the glossy color, we're just going to take the gloss out so there's no glossiness on the blanket. And Now we save this. And we do a render. See how our renders. We've had 101 views. 101 views. So yes, thank you people for checking this out. All right, so we are now going to do this and render this. And okay, there it is. Now he doesn't really need the leg hair because he has this. That works. Iray Drams. There it is. I just want to put something here like a vase with a rose in it or something, you know? This is bothering me. A bunny rabbit, I don't know. Something here. Is there something on my monitor? Yeah. Okay. But, you know, I just think it's done. It's, that's how you do it, people. That's how you do it. That's how you make some pretty cool stuff. Yep. And remember our circular plane? It really didn't have to be circular because the spotlight kind of created the circular scene that we have here. And so this needs to render at least up to 3,000 iterations. So all of this will take this VDB is beautiful. This smoky VD. I got lucky with a lot of this, okay? And the fog wall, of course, sickle yield is probably, you know, one of the top VDB fashioners in the world, I believe. She knows how to make really delicate and beautiful VDBs. Now this VDB was made by somebody else. I'm not sure exactly who, but and I look at that, it just hit another like 1,000. It just reticulated so beautifully there. And so we're probably up to 1,400. So once this hits like a 3,000, look at this. This is our Daz 2025. With our Genesis 9 figures. So amazing. So amazing. Yeah. This is what I envisioned in my head. Okay? This is what I envisioned. It was the colorful background and then him in the foreground in the white. I didn't know whether if it was a way to, you know, make a world around him and then put him in the middle, you know, and create then a white world inside. That is very, very, very tricky to do something like that. Yeah. Because we could have had like little rays of color coming through in the front. And I could duplicate this. I could bring this wall into the front, in front as well, right up to the camera, and have little teeny rays coming in front. But would it kind of, it would disturb this purity here that's in the front here. So I think this is the scene here. I think this is it. This is our Iray Drams. And we're waiting for it to reticulate a few more times. It hasn't hit. It's going to hit another load, and it jump right to 3,000 in a moment. So let's kind of open this up and let it, because you're going to see it just go bang and add another 1,500 iterations all in one big clump. It could even go higher, like 4,000 or 6,000. I don't know. It's taking a while, but I think the next dump of iterations, it will pretty much be done. So why not? But why not wait for the next one and just let our Iray fogs and all reticulate. Let them really reticulate in a beautiful way. So it's about ready to hit the next batch of iterations. Now his hand isn't completely on the, but I think that's okay. It's just okay. I think it is. A little toe sticking out is kind of nice. Now the thing with Mesh Grabber and all of that is I could have moved like this back and exposed a little bit more of his foot with Mesh Grabber. Things like that, which we don't have that ability here to do that. But this reticulated well. I used just enough geometry in here to make this work. So, and with the sub D, it just came out really beautiful. So, yeah, it did. I'm not sure why nobody wants to chat. But that's okay. Top chat, nobody's chatting tonight. That's all good. It is all good. It is good. So I probably did another dump while yeah, it did. So it went to 2.8. So I at least want this to go to 3,000. So it's probably, I'm probably going to leave this until it goes to 6,000. And just because it is, you know, a VDB, and let the VDB really, really get some rendering in. But this is it. I think a vase with a rose would be very good here, like, but I'm not going to disturb this hallowed ground here. That's part of the dreamscape, that you fill in what you want here. You fill it in. Let the viewer put what they want in this space. So, yeah, that's how you do it. That is going to do it for me, people. We are done. We are done. Thank you for watching. Thanks for checking in. Thanks, YouTube, for sending people in to my and introducing them to my channel tonight. This is all good. Thank you kindly for that. And I will see you all in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. And this, you know, this is Daz Studio. There's a free version of Daz Studio. You can come in and do the free version. but this, I'm using the premium version. The price for the premium version just went way, way, way down. I think it's like, I don't know, $50 a year or something. Something like that. I don't know. But it is very well worth it. Look at what you can make with Daz Studio. It's just out of this world. It really is. And so these are the Iray Drams. Now I wonder if pulling this in a little bit more and having it color some of this smoke a tiny bit, just like little edges of yellow and a little bit of magenta here. But we have them separated, and that's the way this particular image is. I like the way the smoke lingers and mingles in around him and subdues him, but then he comes out of it like very clear here. This is just beautiful how that worked, okay? And then it tapers down. Have we hit 6,000? No, we haven't hit this. So we have another big one. The next one will bring us at least to 5,000. Okay, this just gave us another. Look how that just reticulated. It brought us up to 5,300. So if I go up to 6,000 or 8,000, this is going to look so amazing. So it really, I think that last reticulation really did it for this. So this is something else. All right, take care. We're going to play this splash screen, and then I'll come back and say Arrivederci one last time. Okay, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. This has been an hour and 26 minutes, a little shorter than some of my other stuff. And so that's the news. In case you'd like to watch the news, you can pause it there and see what the headlines are for today. So, yeah, thank you for watching, people. Much love. Take care. I will see you in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. I will come back after the splash screen plays, okay? And this is me in my little humble abode. Thank you, people, for watching. I will see you again in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. One last look at our scene, and we are going to be having our own Iray Drams in a little while. I'm going to go and watch some TV and dream a little bit myself. Thank you for watching. You are all awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will see you again soon. All right, now. Bye-bye for now. Can I get this mouse over here? All right. See you again soon.